Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Tabasa back with another video, and today we are doing another entry. I know for those of you who like to watch my entries, it's been a while because I hadn't posted for like 2 weeks on anything, and a lot has happened. A lot. And I do talk about it, not in this entry that we're going to cover in this video, but I will be pre recording all the next entries and we'll get to today's date, which is Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day. And I did want to wait for Liminality to kind of finish up. I know I posted some random videos in between of like some cows and some fields. That was just my trip when I was out in France. I just thought it kind of fit the whole vibe of being liminal. But anyway, without being further delayed, because I know you're so excited, let's get into this entry. And this one was on January 12th of 2025. I'm really contemplating whether or not I should go for 30k kills and 3,000-ish wins on Catalyst in Apex. The wins would put me at third on Xbox. I say third, but not second because the number one Catalyst doesn't have their win stats uploaded to the tracker site. The kills would only put me at sixth, but I'd contemplate if I want to go for 40k because number 3 is at 4,219, which last checked was actually 40,908, I think. My issue with this goal is how long it will take. Currently, I'm at 17.5k kills and 1725 wins, so I have a long way to go. Usually 10k kills takes around a month or so, depending on if there's any special limited times or breaks for school. For instance, I hit 15k kills on October 26th of 2024, and now I'm at 17.5k. That means that it's taken around 2 months or 2.5 months to get there, and it'll be another 2.5 months until I get to 20k. Hopefully some of the game modes that help make getting kills and wins more efficient will come back. For now though, I really need to think about if I want to keep doing this or not. I don't like quitting, but sometimes quitting is the best option. Peace. And it's funny because literally as of like yesterday, I was like looking at the stat tracker and looking at worldwide, like over Xbox, PlayStation, like PC and all that. And I saw that the number one for wins was only at like 4,700. And again, the number one person on Xbox for kills, who I think is just number one overall, hasn't uploaded their wins yet. So they could be at more than 5,000 for all I know. But it, for some reason, it sparked something in me to say, I could totally go for 5,000 wins. What's stopping me from going to 5,000 wins and becoming the number one Catalyst win-wise? Personally, depending on how you look at the game, you might say, oh, kills matter more than wins, but if it's a battle royale, wouldn't winning be the primary objective? Again, it depends on how you feel about it. But not only that, Catalyst currently isn't in the meta. She's not necessarily the strongest legend out there, but in my opinion, she's also not the weakest. I think she's very middle of the road right now. I don't think it hurts to have one, but there's always better options. Currently, I am at 18.9k. I'm like 30 or so, 40 or so kills away from 19,000. A bit of the reason why I stopped is because I haven't had a break in those 2 months. Another reason has been because I like to come home over the weekends. I want the weekends to be time where I get to work on stuff like this and other things. Like currently I'm working on sewing a jacket with my grandma because I don't want my entire life to be involved with video games. And for me, it's an escape from that monotony, but also school as well. To just think about what happens when I get there. It's like now I'm number one. Does it really mean anything? Will the game even still be alive for me to be able to get there? because to some people Apex is a dying game. And I have acknowledged that, that might be the case. But for me, I love the game so much. And at this point, I've mentioned it earlier, but it really is an addiction. And it sucks. And it makes me wonder what's going to happen when Apex does actually die. I have no clue. I will have no games that I'm interested in because personally no game has movement like Apex. You can say, oh, you can play Titanfall 2 on, custom matches or whatever. But my only thing is Apex and Titanfall to me, although they're similar and have the same engine, they just feel a little bit different. Partially because there's no like wall running and double jumping and stuff like that. But I feel like there's just gonna be this weird shift. And it makes me wonder, like, what am I gonna do with myself? Because I play like 3 to 4 hours almost every weekday because I try and get home at around 7, eat dinner at 8, and then from 8 or 9ish to midnight, I'm just gonna be on Apex. And so what do I do with that time? Do I go to bed early? Do I use that time to invest in some other hobby? Like, I could read a book. That's fair. Do I take sewing? Like, if I want to take sewing and take it seriously, would that be the time that I would work on it during the night? Or the other route is I, get my master's. Apex is still out. But, now I have a job. And then my cycle just becomes job Apex. But I don't want my cycle to be job Apex. When I finally get out there into the world and work, I want to have like a girlfriend. I want to have a wife maybe or and kids. Like I kind of want to put my past life almost like away and kind of just keep it there. Like school's done, like I'm done learning, time to be out here and doing things that are productive and things that are more satisfactory and give me more sense of gratitude for living my life, And so it really becomes a question of, do I have the ability and the will to stop myself if I cannot reach my goal yet in order to start something else? And part of me is afraid of getting there. And I get into this with a lot of my other entries that I'll record later. But I'm afraid of this change of going into a job. Because I feel like once I get into a job, I'm on my own. I don't have a girlfriend right now. What would change me from not having a girlfriend to getting a girlfriend through a job? I might meet someone there, but most likely they already have connections and have a boyfriend. And it would be weird to kind of, you don't want to mix with people within your company because then if you break up, it's kind of weird. And I don't go to bars. I don't, and if I don't know a lot of people, I don't get invited to parties, then I'm just by myself. I don't know what to do in order to get out because for me, I want to do something that I like if I'm going to go out. And if I were to say what's my favorite thing to do when I go out right now, it's probably like putt-putt golf. But you go to putt-putt golf as a couple. You don't go by yourself, or you go with your friends. And even then, that's usually not a place that like people around my age would go to unless if they've already planned it with their friends. And so it becomes this, if I were to go and do putt-putt golf, it'd become this just like chance thing where it's like, it's very unlikely for it to happen. Like I'm better off at bars talking to people, but I don't like being at bars. Now there's the question of online stuff, right? Why don't I use online stuff? And part of me is just wanting to make it a natural thing. I don't want to have to find someone or swipe on someone and then it'd be like, oh yeah, by the way, this person lives like 3 miles away. Because for me, I've done that before. I've driven to someone that I met online through Xbox. I've driven 3 hours for them. Met them, very nice person. I try to really put my best foot forward. I try to make sure to be slow with them and communicate. And then when I eventually trusted them, they didn't want to talk to me at all. And so now for me, I'm kind of, I feel discouraged to do online stuff. Like if this is the way that people are going to act online, then why in the world would I do it? Now to be fair, this wasn't on something where on like Tinder where people are, quite literally putting themselves out there to date. I met them just on Xbox. But I feel like for me, it's just a precursor to what would happen if I did try online. Because people have all these different expectations when they meet someone and they do set them high, and I would be guilty of saying the exact same thing. I feel like I'd be guilty of setting my bar way too high for someone for just meeting them because I would expect, man, okay, this person looks good. They listen to the same like music or something, or we have same hobbies. Like this person should be the one. And then I go there and I'm like disappointed by it, and I'm like why should I have that? Why should I have those expectations? This is just a stranger still. I don't know. It's just I'm still going through life. It's just whether or not I want to break out of my addiction of gaming and my ambitious goals with gaming in order to go after my more productive and self-fulfilling goals of living. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Peace.